So this is going to be a little bit of an unusual video here in that I had a meeting earlier with a colleague client, and he wanted me to provide a kind of like a storyboard as to tips as to how to present yourself in a camera, specifically in interview format. And it's like a do-it-yourself instructional um, as to like how you would set up your camera, lights, and everything like that. And so, well, let's just say like lately my art skills is a bit, so I thought I'd do a different take on it, which is just do a quick live stream and kind of like do the poses as to what to do and what not to do. And so there's like 3 parts in this article. Oh, I should say handout. And it's 1 is the camera placement, 2 is lighting, and 3 is audio. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read along, and I'll make the link available of the download so you can keep it. So I thought it was just kind of fun to just have some fun and just kind of do it publicly, and people can kind of follow along or have fun with it. So let me just get that link that you guys can keep. And that's of the handout here. So it's quick tips for streaming live video conferencing. As a pandemic may be here for a while, everyone, whether for work, for home, are using live video conferencing in some form. Examples of such use in a group. Hey there. Meeting with your team or giving an interview for video shoots or being interviewed for a job interview. Whichever situation you find yourself in, here are some tips we prepare for you to do on your own to help you look your best, look great in front of the camera. If you're uncertain, if you nail down the tips, feel free to let us know and we'll be glad to help. So here's the first tip. It's camera placement. The first thing right here is try to position yourself or the camera or both so that you are addressing the lens or is slightly above your eye level, or so it's not like you're like looking down like that, but the camera lens is like right here. So you want to make sure that you're looking down or at a camera. It can be interpreted by your audience as, hey, David, looking down on them. Plus, it can be aesthetically unflattering. So in other words, you don't want to have the camera looking like filming you like this, because then you see kind of like see this. But you want to make sure that if the camera is pulling at you, the lens is probably like aiming at you, like slightly a little bit, like right up here, and you're looking right here. Whether it's so that people know that they can see you, because like if you look down like that, it just looks really bad. Or as what we put down, aesthetically unflattering. Okay, if possible, have a little space between yourself and the camera, 2 to 3 feet. Getting too close to the lens can give you a fisheye lens appearance. So you want to be about 2 to 3 feet. You don't want to be like something like this. Right now, the camera is about 2 or 3 feet in front of me, and if I go any further, I might crash into the monitor. So sorry about that. All right. Try not to sit or stand directly against the wall. This can give you a booking photo look. So in other words, I know like the wall is physically behind me, but they're saying like don't get like too close like this, because then you'd be like, as they say, the kind of like the booking. So whenever I'm like live stream, I'm trying to be a little bit in front here. How's it going, David? And hey, Sammy. All right. So let's see. What's the next step? All right. So we went. Okay. So that's the 3 camera placements. So again, these tips are designed so that, again, earlier, if you're in a group conference, whether it's like for a meeting for a business, or let's say you're giving an interview or you're receiving an interview, these are just some of the tips to help you look your best in front of the camera. So some of this is a bit of a extreme example, but I think after I finish filming this, I'll probably try to get a freeze frame as to how I look. So to illustrate these, I'm not sure about the fish. I have to work on that. All right, lighting. So you want to make sure that you're not sitting or standing in front of the window or bright backdrops. Your audience will not clearly see you, and this will become a visual distraction. So, so in other words, that window right there, you don't want that behind you, especially if it's a real bright day. It's gonna blow out. So sometimes it has a kind of a slight halo effect. So, so the quick cheat for me is I kind of zoomed in there, but what they're describing is that the bright light there can be off-putting, whether it might kind of like give them like a little spot eye, or it just plays tricks on their lens. So, so if at all possible, you don't want the light behind you, or in this case, when you frame up your camera, make sure it's out of the shot, because it's good to have that light in front of you. Right now, you can't see it, but I have an LED light that's kind of like above me, but it's aimed right at me, so you can see it. All right. So in other words, if I had a sound effect, it'd be like with the light behind me. Okay. So if possible, sit next to a warmly lit desk lamp overhead. Fluorescent lights and some LED bulbs can produce harsh bluish effects on your skin. So essentially what they're saying is that the fluorescent lights and stuff like that, you know, it's good if you have the light in front of you, but I think they're saying that you want to avoid having coming off looking like a Blue Man Group kind of thing. So, but a lot of it is just about more of the angling as to when you flash the light on you. So, just to be mindful of that. Let's see what else. Okay, so audio. Let's take a look. Computer microphones tend to be very sensitive, even for clicking and even pen clicking and desk tapping is picked up and amplified on the other end. So right now I have like a external mic. So, but I try to make sure I don't have anything nearby that's making any noises, whether it's or here we go. So they're saying like don't do this. Okay. Instinctually, a lot of us tend to overproject when we speak into a camera. So what they're talking about, like laptop mics, when they're right in front of you, I think some people like to try to overcompensate by talking really loud. You know, it's just not necessary. As long as you got a good placement of where the microphone is, that you should be fine. So right now I'm trying to project not too loudly, but loud enough, and I make sure like I have. It's right. The mic here is like about less than a foot away from me. So that's what I'm doing right now. So the text is like instinctually, a lot of us tend to overproject when we speak into camera. Try not to do this. Speaking too loudly can distort your audio and more than it can help it. So, so essentially, they don't want you to use a bullhorn and talk that loud. All right. Here's an obvious tip. Try not to sit in a space where there's traffic or sirens can be overheard. So ideally, not only you're in a quiet place, but make sure that, like say like right here, you don't want any jackhammering or anything that would provide any distraction or take away from people hearing from you. And the next tip is to make sure you're not sitting near a fan or open window. I think you kind of hear it now. So what they're telling me to do is make sure you don't have the fan on. So, hey guys, so that's a scoop there. Give me 1 second here. I just got to check something because I'm using StreamYard, so I'm not sure who I'm talking to. Only some people that are. I you never know. I don't know the rest of the song of that, so I'll have to work on that. Let's see. Oop, let me just get rid of that. All right, let me just check something here, guys. All right. Here we go. Hey, John. Sorry about that. I'm playing around. I was trying to play around with vmix earlier, but I haven't got a chance to play around with the social media settings so I can see who's writing in. So I had to kind of cheat and use StreamYard to check it out. Okay, so those are the tips. I don't know if, let me try it again because I don't know if the link came through, but for those that need to create a handout, if you're in video production like me and you want to like be able to provide a document for people you're interviewing, or even if you're running a group chat, here's a download link again that you can give to others if you're giving the interview and you want to give the people advice as to what they need to do to set up beforehand. In my case, the client I spoke with, their talent, we may have some trouble trying to be able to set up time to prepare a tech check. So one of the short solutions that we've got is we still have the half hour before we film to try to do that, but at least prepare some sort of document we could send to them, so at least they know what's going on. And the client was hoping I could do a storyboard with that. And since I don't have some great images, I thought I'd just kind of cheat and do a fun live stream and maybe grab some screen captures of myself doing this. So I thought I'd just kind of do like a quick fun live stream for everyone here. So that's a scoop. So you can use a noise reduction filter in OBS or vMix, so you can use a fan. I do it all the time. Okay. I'll have to figure out how to do that then, John. All right. So that's going to be the next thing I got to figure out. All right. So that's the link again. Let me see if I forgot anything. No, that's it. So that's the three things: camera tip, light, and audio, and all that fun stuff. So that's been my segment for the day. So in general, this is bad. This is good. Make sure that the camera lens is like about a little bit above your head. Light behind you, bad, and front good. Audio, you want to have great audio. Okay, hang on. So we can get this. Since you ask. And yes, you did get the back of my head. If for those are viewing from YouTube, John was kind of, well, I don't know, let's say inside joke, but some of the work we've done, I've usually like try to spring up like a selfie of the group shot. So he was making a reference to that. So that's why I'm doing that. And for those that are watching me on Facebook or on live streaming friends, that's the inside scoop. All right. That's about it. So I'm going to log off now. Feel free to leave any comments, questions, or ribbing and all that fun stuff. So that's it for now. So hope everyone's staying safe, and look forward to catching up with everyone soon.